Frosty Tools said. Thanks to Frosty Tools benefactors for supporting its use on this channel. Velvet Hammer 56, benefactor options, including skipping this notice and extra customization, are in the Frosty Tools dashboard. Stream Elements said. Velvet Hammer 56 is now live. Streaming Chivalry 2, Friday Night Fights. Heavyweight bout between Equilibrium and Chiv Kartel at 8:30 p.m.
Oops.
Around the world.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, one and all, to a special edition of Friday Night Fights. The two biggest North American clans are competing for my birthday pleasure. That's right, it is my birthday. And I couldn't be more excited about this matchup where we're going to be able to... We haven't seen these two teams battle in a while.
Let's go.
But each time, win or lose, no matter who wins or loses, these teams put on a show. So tonight, I think we should have, I believe, close to 30v30, if I'm not mistaken. CK and Equilibrium. We're going to let people get into the server here as we thank the Friday Night Fights band with their new jam.
Zamboni 416 said, Happy birthday. Tonight we fight and die in your honor.
Thank you. Welcome in, Patrick. Welcome in, Carrot. Zamboni, thank you. I appreciate the wishes. All kidding aside, well, I'm not kidding. It actually is my birthday, but it's not about me. It's about these two heavyweight clans who are coming together and fighting, I believe it's Linespire and Fallmire. So, two maps that we've seen these teams very successful in. It's going to be very interesting to see tonight. I predict Linespire once again will be about the town square. And, oh, hold on. What is going on here? That is the wrong game. Different band showed up. Okay, sorry about
Zamboni 416 said, "This has a super fight feel to it."
Yeah, I can tell you, I feel like people are going to try today. I think both teams want to win. I was lurking about the Equilibrium Discord today, and I can tell you they want to win as well. So I suspect we're going to see a normal... Oh my gosh, Durag is now on CK. Very interesting. So it's like more people from some of these other clans have migrated over to CK. The two largest bodies in the solar system. It's like CK is going to attack first. Check out, looks like Daniel ready to go. Heavy mace. CK normal. 17 warming up with his longsword. I wonder if we'll see him on two-handed spear. Perp, I believe, is a new pickup for Equilibrium. So we'll see in the debut how well Perp does. CK DVS, Riot Act for Equilibrium. Detro pulls himself away from the various MMOs he plays to bring his goodness to Equilibrium. DC, whatever. I don't even know who this person is. I can never say their name, but they're very good. Dante's. Had the opportunity to go against Dante's in a pub recently. He definitely has some moves that's I could not handle. CK bot down, another big pickup for CK from the dueler community. CK if then else what? Why does it keep on the same people? Sir Spicy. Oh, looking good. CK Shroud of Cox. Oh, Shroud. Okay, that's CK Shroud. CK Fenor. Oh, I like that combo with the little cross on his chest and the crown. Server asking, can we start the game? Sun God warming up in his bright yellow attire. Always very noticeable. Sir Rickathie for Equilibrium. King Zay in action tonight. It's like we are getting started here. All right. So round one about to begin. Thank you, Friday Night Fight Band, once again. Great job, as always. So, I believe the first map is going to be Escape from Fallmire. CK will be on attack. They will be looking to free Thorn from his prison. And I believe last time we saw CK in action, they had made it all the way to the end. And I believe the champ got tackled into the water. So we'll see. What is going on here? Okay, looks like we're starting again. There's some suspense.
watching around the world have been waiting for. Live from the...
Besser
It's the
underscore
wrong
Ian
one.
said,
Ladies
just
and
in time.
gentlemen, this
Ascensionists
is the
said,
main event.
Welcome
Patrick,
in.
why aren't you playing?
And now,
Besser underscore Ian.
Besser, welcome in. Ascension, welcome in.
Thanks for spamming this velvet.
No problem. It is indeed time. Round one about to begin. Oops, I gotta kill myself. Oops, am I allowed to say that? I have to unalive myself in game. So as the teams sort themselves out, we should have...
Patrick isn't. Said, I work till 9 p.m. Central on weekdays.
Okay, sorry. Round one starts. Okay. All right, let's see here as we get started. Already the first two prisoner carts. It's like we may need a little bit of room to open up for a couple more of the Equilibrium members. So even though there's a slight disadvantage, I wonder if CK is holding back a little bit until Equilibrium gets people in the server. I don't know. CK setting up barriers by the ammo wagon, the resupply wagon, starting to push on that side. May have waited until the respawn happened on the other side. Now are pushing closer to the objective. Nice coordinated push on all fronts. Very nicely timed. So very, very nice coordination there at the end of the first phase. It looked as though all of the CK line of scrimmage sort of pushed forward and really enveloped that last prisoner cart. So already CK off to a very good start. I'm going to try and fix the sound here. Hold on a second. All right, well.
Balls Majoni said, happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Let me try and turn the sound up this way. All right. Hopefully this doesn't drown out anything. Welcome in, Balls Mahoney, another CK member. So while I was adjusting my
Besser
sound,
underscore
I've already missed
said,
a lot of the action
Oh
here.
shit, happy B-Day.
CK has now secured the right side, managing to plant the first petard. Nice recovery by Equilibrium, flooding in there to prevent CK from setting off the second petard right away. Appreciate all the wishes. Thank you. Welcome in. This is a much anticipated bout between CK and EQ. These two haven't fought, I would say, maybe in a couple of months at least. But this has been a classic matchup in Chivalry. Immense pushing all the way in, trying to clear some space for the rest of his team, maybe to get to the petards. Made it very, very deep. Unfortunately, the rest of his team could not follow him. CK now gathered up on this right side bridge from the attacking perspective. Equilibrium very prepared, though.
Ascensionists said, yes.
So you can see a lot of heavy hitters on the field for each team tonight. Both of the Gatehouse captains in action tonight. Help Me, Steppo, and Banker. Banker riding on that line, manages to avoid falling into the water. Surf Spicy, unfortunately, does go plunging into the drink. CK Mad K trying to lead the charge, backed up now by 17. Jambo, Ratman, Immense, and Diamonds trying to get something going on this ride. Side, their line of scrimmage pushing hard, but you can see the defensive posture of Equilibrium very, very deep. See what's happening. Looks like CK is sending a force on the left side to keep Equilibrium honest, but looks like they're fighting pretty much to a stalemate. Now here comes a push from the center. Colin trying to sneak in a 1v1. Oh, no, 1v2 with Peon moving in to support Daniel. Very nice job, though. Sheets TV pushing in behind the main CK push. Eventually, they did manage to break that line while we were taking a look at the other side. Very nice barriers. So both, the right side gate is breached, and we are on to the prisoner stage. We're going to see who the VIP prisoner is tonight. Lorenz. Lorenz sounds sexy, not going to lie. Giovanni and Gerard in the middle. So how long will that VIP peasant stay in his cage? That seems to be where most of the fights end up on this phase. Equilibrium already sending up many barriers. Barriers. That is actually what they're called. Many barriers to deny some access. And several, looks like 3 or 4 defenders paying attention to the top side of that house, where we've seen plenty of objective players successfully climb and do damage. So Equilibrium setting up shop here, pretty much content to utilize a majority of the time to defend the VIP prisoner, not even putting up a fight for those 2 center prisoners. So Giovanni about to get free. Gerard is gone, so just Lorenz remains. Nice push by Dantes with that greatsword. Didn't get any damage done. You can see that's why Equilibrium rocking multiple defenders on the roof. So now CK going back to seeing, can they just do an all-out push? You can see eventually just running out of troops.
Said, at Ascensionx, isn't it past your bedtime, UNC?
Hey, let the old guy, it's a Friday, the old guy can stay up a little bit later. So nice sort of swarm by Equilibrium, making sure they can respond very, very quickly. We're going to see what is CK going to do. Looks like they might be building up here on the center
Jester Wedge
attack here.
Hey, happy birthday,
Thank
General
you, Jester
07.
Wedge. I appreciate you, my man. Welcome in. I haven't seen you in a minute. Happy to see your name. Here comes a strong push by CK. Gonna go right down Main Street. CK Normal and NJ getting some damage done to Lorenz's cage. Sheets now coming in with the Godendag. That barrier, though, doing a nice job defending the prisoner cage. CK, though, throwing their bodies, their fists. Dante still doing damage to the prisoner with his bare hands on the ground. Eventually is spotted by, I believe, Grape Smuggler. So 2 minutes off the clock. Several minutes, though, left remaining. And I believe Lorenz is very, very near being freed. See, looks like this engineer is going to take a run here with that Godendag. Sheets trying to take a run here. Gets cut down. Here comes a push by, I don't even know, CIO Hizen. Ratman with the sledgehammer, buying some room. Immense finally gets the last shot with the mace. So very nice push by CK to clear out that objective with about 5 minutes remaining, getting another 142 for the bridge phase. We're going to see, here comes some of the Equilibrium defenders retreating. I think this is a smart strategy. Just slow them up. Just slow them up enough to buy your team time to create a line of scrimmage here. So it looks like they will be setting up shop here at the choke point between the Iron Maiden, I finally remember what it's called, and the Wagon Wheel. So, 1 second here. Should be able to see this now. Let's see the chat. The kill difference. What's up, Bomb Squad? Kill difference only about 50 for the attacking team. Fenor, NJ, and Mad K leading the way for CK. Nerd Virgin, Azrael, and GK on defense. See now the CK continues to manage to push here, taking advantage of the numbers. We're going to see, can Equilibrium get a push with their reinforcements into the objective? It does not look like it as CK continues to flood people to the boundary edge, keeping defenders away from the point. Here comes Equilibrium now. It does look like they've got enough people to stop the progress on the point, but you can see the flag very precarious as it shifts between red and black to blue and white. Back to red and black. Once again, blue and white as CK is going to do it. And cruising on all cylinders right now. It does look like they've made it to a 30v30. So this is what the top tier play looks like in North America. 2 teams. Look at all those level thousands. 70 kill difference now after that objective. So CK really getting the better of that team fight to secure the bridge. It's like they're immediately going to go right to the front door. Ryan coming off of the bench here to make it 30v30. Can't stop the 1v15 though. We're going to push through as Equilibrium now. You can see there was a force that was defending the back gate. They all pile back into the courtyard and are going to see if can they meet this initial push. CK right off the bat, instead of usually what they do, which we've seen them push on the right side, immediately pushing left and right. I think with that 30v30, you can see they felt very comfortable tonight having a much wider, or in this case, 2 fronts where you have 2 lines of scrimmage. So they are banking right now that one of these attacking forces is going to be able to make it to the objective. Nice job by Equilibrium picking up that push on the far side. Managed to get a couple of heals and then are back to defense. Are going to get reinforced with a nice respawn wave. We're going to take a look on this other side as the majority of the defense is on that far side. You can see them rolling on to this. What should we call this? We'll call it the left side from the defense. Near the gallows. So nice job by Equilibrium to really adjust to make sure that they are meeting each attack wave with the appropriate number of defenders. So even when CK attacked there with 2 different fronts, you can see Equilibrium match them pretty well with 2 defensive lines. So with 5 minutes, CK now is going to go back to their right side attack. This seems to be what they prefer to do. They're about to get dropped on by a respawn wave. Pretty unlucky for CK, as Equilibrium does get some reinforcements to keep CK off of that crank on the left side. The fight continues to rage here. On the right, we're going to start to see, yeah, it looks like a little bit of a push from this other side. Nice job by Yura Moran to push off, really scare off that push. There was slight hesitation. You know, they had a little bit of time there, but Very nice job by Moran buying some time for that respawn wave to really discourage that right side push. Looks like CK now going back to that initial two front attack. They're going to try it again. Here comes their left side push. Interesting selection. We see a lot of one-handed spears with shields. You don't see that a lot from CK. Nice push on the right side now, sending a couple people up the middle. Looking like they're going to try to get one of the cranks pulled, but very nice barriers there, sealing off. Actually, I don't know. You might be able to actually reach through, but for now, it gives them something else to think about on the offensive end. Right side attack here for CK, met by a respawn wave. So right now, Equilibrium really getting good fortune, or rather making their own luck with some of these respawn waves. Strong push up the middle by the bottomless pit. We're going to see maybe CK is going to try to pivot to wherever they find a hole. Nice push by one of the engineer sheets. Tries to make it through, but just can't dodge all of those defenders' weapons. Here comes a sneak attack by CK. Randall dropping in, trying to support another push. Nice coordinated push. Randy drops in as more of his teammates were pushing. It looks like that center crank is now pulled. Can one of the Equilibrium members stop it? Looks like maybe they have stopped it, but the battle still rages in the center crank. Wow, nice job, though, by Equilibrium. You can see several kills on the kill feed going their way right now. So CK momentarily controlled, I believe, the center crank. The defense for Equilibrium now once again settling in. 2.5 minutes, still plenty of time for the attack to succeed, and CK seemingly trying to decide what they're going to do. Very strong push on this right side now. Looks like some of them might be circling around the back, trying to get it. Here comes a push now from the middle, from the left. So CK pushing on all fronts. This was a secret to their success in the first couple of phases. Very nice job by Equilibrium, though. Nerd Virgin throwing everything as he typically does. Sheets setting up some barriers, trying to create some space to crank the crank, but cannot build the barriers fast enough before struck down by the defense of Equilibrium. EQ now pushing back up to the bottomless pit. CK now realizing their time is not on their side. Equilibrium respawn wave now. Looks like they are up to full strength. We're going to have to see another push here. CK gathering their troops with just over a minute. Looks like they may try once again that push on all fronts. Can they make it through this time? Firepot taking out the middle of that defensive line. The left side now getting some success. They managed to secure the crank on the left side. Insane Jester, Phenar, Holy Armor, Randall. This could be what they needed. Is Equilibrium going to get a spawn from behind? It is. Can they make it to the crank before it completes the cycle? It's very, very close. Can somebody do it? I do believe Grape Smuggler may have temporarily stopped it, but now the right side has fallen as Equilibrium needed to get their defense pivoted over. So with less than 30 seconds, very nice push. CK did not panic. They really believed in this strategy of attacking on all fronts. Very nice job by Equilibrium to respond, but just could not stop all of the cranks fast enough. We're going to see now who is the hero. I believe it's going to be Nildane. Is that right? Oh, NJ? It's NJ. Sorry, NJ. So, couldn't have asked for a better player to be your champion than CK NJ. 437 to 382. Still about a 50 kill difference. So, pretty much for that last phase, I believe Equilibrium may have caught up about 25 kills compared to the bridge phase. So nice job. The battle raging here now on the ramp. This is a critical area because once the champion, once he gets down past to the bottom of the ramp, I believe this area now becomes out of bounds. So now NJ just pushing right behind a strong line on this left side, taking his time. Equilibrium right now just casting a wide net, trying to contain the champion, not giving him an easy lane to the ship. CK continuing to just have a very broad line of scrimmage. You can see normally in past matches we've seen them really kind of group up into a tight murder ball formation, but here just really spreading out and just sort of dictating in some ways how some of this fighting takes place. So now CK has now taken control of this area right before the pier. What they're going to be looking to do is, can they clear out a majority of the defenders and then take advantage of the really long spawn that defense tends to have. So this might be the time they decide to push. NJ continues to play it cautious. He's going to let his team build up some space. Little pocket here. He's going to decide which side does it make more sense to go. He's not going to go too far. So now he's continuing to let his team make some space. Wait, is that him? What the heck? That was weird. So now manages to push through almost to the ship. Has lots of health left. So even though he's going to take some shots, walks through a fire pot. CK managing to take the first round with about 100 kill difference. Nildane, Fenor, bot down leading the way for CK, Nerd Virgin, GK, and Detro for the Equilibrium PD. So I believe the teams are now going to switch sides, and they're going to run it back. This time, Equilibrium will be on attack, and CK will be on defense.
Good round.
Get your snacks, get your drinks. Round 2 about to start. Thank you for that. So appreciate it, Gumbo.
Just subscribed for 29 months in a row. Ascensions. Said. CK has been using squads lately, which is why they are maybe spread out.
All right, insider knowledge by Ascension saying CK has started to use more squads. Whether it was a squad or just a new type of formation. I mean, I do think they were grouped up, but the way they were spread out was very effective. So we're going to see now in round 2, how does the attack strategy of Equilibrium differ?
That's great insight.
Let's see here. I want to spectate here, but not too early. Okay, I think that's...
One Picard said, who won it went to add.
CK won round 1. So if you give me 1 second here. Round 2 is now underway here.
Alamatu said, at Cigar Lounge Butler.
So here we go. Already CK once again falling back to the third cart. Are they both? They should play 31v31. Nice push by some of the Equilibrium attackers on that far side, taking advantage of the height offered by that rock on the left side. It's like they're buying some time, though, here in that center push and for some respawns. CK, I believe, momentarily had the numbers advantage, and you can see CK using a lot of those really long two-handed weapons. Look at the Plague Doctor squad rocking those, looks like halberds and two-handed spears. So right in the center of the defense, using the pole arms, surrounded by some of these other squads using either... you can see these guardians that are dressed in these red with the beetle knights. So yeah, they've definitely we've seen them use these sort of squads, if at least how they tend to coordinate their outfits, you know, which I'm a big fan of. Love the coordination of the outfits during this thing. I think it looks really cool. You start to see trends like that, but I'm impressed already with the strategy changes by, or rather tactics changes by CK in how they approached attack here. Defense, though, I'm not sure. You don't really have as many choice when it comes to controlling the pace outside of maybe pushing towards the attack, but really good bend, don't break defense going on right now. You can see Equilibrium getting very close to the cart, but each time just not able to do a lot of damage before being struck down. Switch to some player perspectives here. We're going to follow Azrael here as he leads the attack with the Raider. Probably trying to get a little bit of flanking maneuver. Takes a shot to the back. It's going to have to retreat to get a little bit of health. Nope. Immediately pushing on the height. Nice jump there by Azrael. Getting shot on the prisoner cart. So nice job there to take advantage again of that height. You saw him jump off of the top rope, WWE style. So Azrael and a few other Equilibrium members managed to finish off that last prisoner cart. And we're going to see what kind of strategy does Equilibrium bring now as they need to move the petards to either side of these gates. Get the bird's eye view to kind of see what kind of defensive strategy. You can see CK once again maybe broken up into maybe 3 squads, 1 on each bridge, and then looks like that Plague Doctor squad in the middle. Equilibrium's first push looks like they're going to be on that right side. You can see they have a squad pushing now in a delayed manner on the right side. Maybe testing to see, can they get through? Zombie Pona sneaking through with that poleaxe. It's going to make some of these defenders have to pivot back. Who's that peon? Who's that? Godfather. So about 6 defenders have to pivot to deal with Godfather and Zombie Pona. That creates some space on the right side. But you can see both sides taking casualties as Equilibrium tries to move that petard closer to scoring position. It's like one petard has made it, but is just ready to be trapped by that bear trap if anyone gets near that thing. Petards flying through the air. Of course, they are unblockable, so it's something you have to be careful of. Oh, no. Oh, no. King Zay falling into the water. Wait, is King Zay playing for... Oh, is King Zay not in CK anymore? I didn't know that. Anyway.
Ascensions said he's in EQ now.
Oh, shoot, I must have missed that announcement. Well, good for him. He's a good dude. I like him. Right now, Riot Act and the other Guardians trying to make it through. Oh my god, Detest trying to get through. Every time he picks it up, gets struck down. Riot Act does manage to plant the first petard. Randy trying to clear out the attackers. Oh, gets blown up by the petard. Someone's going to have to pick up one of these petards in scoring position. CK doing a good job sending defenders to pick up the final attackers in scoring position. Very nice job. with 451. CK now doubling down once again on the right side bridge, pushing back out to the far side. Equilibrium renewing their push now. Going to see, can they get a distraction? That was very effective to have Zombie, Pona, and Godfather come up that center path to take away some of the defenders. Equilibrium's attack on the left side, I'm not sure if it's just a distraction, but not able to make it much past the center of the bridge. This seems to be where they're making a little bit more progress, but you can see both sides. Nice mix of heavy maces and long weapons. You can see very nice synergy between those weapons that do extra damage to knights, as well as the range of this halberd and two-handed spear. Tiny Rick and Nildane backing up some of these beetle knights. Here comes a big push, though, by Equilibrium. Zombie having a little bit of trouble throwing that petard. Continues to hit. Oh, there we go. Now the angle's a little bit better. The key here will be, can Equilibrium push past this point before CK can get their reinforcements? Once again, Riot Act trying to get one of these petards through, but just pushing a little bit too early. You can see just still too many defenders in the way doing damage, so with 2:32 left in this phase, Equilibrium really going to have to clear out this defense before... Oh, almost... I don't know who that was. Someone almost picked up the petard. Perp trying to make it through. They're just going to have to kill a few more. Wow, who was that? Oh, man, I don't know who that was. Sir Wolf, maybe? Almost makes it through. Very nice defense. Ratman playing goalkeeper. Balls Mahoney putting down a banner. So 145. There's plenty of petards in scoring position. Equilibrium just really going to have to win one of these bridge team fights. These fire pots really taking a lot out of the offense. So Equilibrium rallying, trying to get some numbers. Oof, a push in the middle. Send someone into the water. That's Azrael trying to sneak through. Trying to sneak through. This little crouch tech. Here comes another big petard rush. They just really need to finish off these defenders. A lot of these attackers just falling mid-carry. They're very, very close, but just can't keep enough people alive. So 30 seconds left. They're going to have to hope these things don't despawn and really going to have to win this team fight. But if you take a look, 297 to 216, 80 kill difference for CK with 17 seconds. I don't know there's going to be enough time. So CK might have taken this second round. So very, very nice job by CK up 2-0. Let's update the scoreboard for those of you just joining. So very impressive as we move on to round 3. The map will be Lion Spire. We're going to see who's going to be on attack first.
Of Lion Spire.
Alamatu. Sid.
Round 3 about to begin.
Go CK.
Llama, welcome. A lot of CK fans in the audience, a lot of EQ fans. Both teams playing really hard, but very, very impressive performance by CK so far. Oops. Ooh, it looks as though... Okay, so CK will be on attack for round 3.
Zamboni 416. Sid. I'm a fan of both teams having fun.
We're a fan of fun here, Zamboni. Equilibrium immediately falling back. Not even engaging in the initial rush. Perp may have been a little bit late to get the memo. Feels a horde of Masons on his back. Decides to turn around, maybe slow him down a little bit. But what can you do against so many? Equilibrium immediately looking to defend the flank of the catapult. Uh-oh, they might be a little bit late as that first shot goes in, destroying the catapult. So very nice job by CK. DCDSY is very effective on that catapult, and now is going to rain down bloody murder from the right side catapult. For you new people at home, that's the whole point of that right side catapult, is to destroy the left side catapult, not TK your teammates. I digress. Here we go as the battering ram on the left side now moving freely to the catapult. That right side a little bit ahead, but you can see the main push by CK on that left side. Equilibrium now going to fall back to that junction to see if they can't secure a little bit of a hold and stop this battering ram from making it to the door. So nice kind of tactical retreat there to kind of gain numbers, but they're going to have to now rally on the battering ram. This battering ram is the only one active as it has reached past the junction. So CK trying to take advantage of all of the space that Equilibrium is giving them and keeping that battering ram moving just by the smallest of margins. You just need one more person
Welcome to
by
Illinois.
the battering ram.
Thank you for following. We will start
Cowboy
watching and listening on all your electrical items.
Very
runs
nice
also.
push, though, by CK. Already up about 20 kills. So Equilibrium trying to stay grouped up, but just gave up too much ground, I believe, right at the beginning, and are already on to the second half of the first phase. The catapult not even in play as CK trying to just control the area in front of the battering ram. One shot. Oof. Eventually, Ratman does die to that fire, but does get one shot with that battering ram. CK continuing to battle for the space in front of the ram. Equilibrium now eventually does get enough people to now force CK to start this catapult back in action. You can see it looks like at least two... It's like maybe two siege crossbows in effect as you look at that kind of window. Yep. The window there, as well as that ballista. And I guess that's probably Severina and Sir Wolf. Oh, no. Brunson's left hand. The heck? I didn't know he was in... Is he in EQ too? What the hell? Is everybody in EQ? So, unfortunately for Equilibrium, now that they have fought off the area in front of the battering ram, they are unable to prevent the catapult from making short work of the city gates, as well as the ballista. The ballista just shooting uninhibited at the door. And we are onto the town square, which typically is the first test for the offense. Right now, CK looking very impressive, though, as they have been near unstoppable. We're going to follow Immense here as he circles the wagons in the center lane, maybe waiting for his team to get in position. Like, while they wait, they're taking out some of those barriers and spike traps. Looks like they may be ready to make a move. We're going to follow Immense as he moves in to the front line. Nice job kind of sneaking in behind the line of scrimmage there. Now circling back out. Uses that horn to freshen up the team. CK now advancing to the center of the point. Equilibrium trying to deny access to the resupply box, but they're going to have to worry about making sure they keep numbers on the point. Looks like they do now have more people on the point. Immense trying to cover this left side here, using the house to cover his left flank. Falls back. This is something that is very good. I do think CK is very good at making sure they're cycling in and out. Unfortunately, does get taken out by his teammates. See, we're going to follow someone else here. Let's follow someone on defense for a second. If we can. Nerd Virgin. Again, we've seen Nerd Virgin literally throws everything. There is an unlimited supply of ammunition when you throw every weapon. Nerd Virgin now deciding to swing his weapon as Equilibrium decides to push out to meet this push from the right lane. Now the center and left lanes for CK are now pushing into the zone. Equilibrium so far taking advantage of the fact their spawn waves are nearby and managing to secure the objective when they need to. At approximately the 5-minute mark, maybe a little bit sooner, you will start seeing them spawn on the other side. CK looks like they are... not sure what they're doing. Maybe gonna try to whittle down a little bit of the HP with some of these throwing weapons. Maybe they're gonna wait a little bit to see if they can't hold off the respawn wave. I'm not sure what else they might be doing. Unless they're delaying a push. Could be they're waiting to do a delayed flank. No, we'll see here. As the main CK line of scrimmage pushes in from, again, the center and left lanes. Making it to the barriers. Nice job by the Equilibrium engineers to keep those barriers refreshed. Sir Wolf continuing to put those barriers in that spread out pattern, as is Grape Smuggler. So Equilibrium definitely using their specialists to their full capacity, but CK now testing those barriers. You can see the flag changing from blue and white to red and black. We're going to see now what was that right side Anka trying to put a barrier. Maybe they're going to try to hold off the respawn wave. Sneaking in behind that wave. Steps into a fire pot, has to retreat. Nice job rotating into the main line of scrimmage, staying alive. That's almost as important, if not more important than getting kills, is staying alive on the point. As the town square is and always will be a numbers game. Equilibrium barely hanging on, managed to stop the bleeding temporarily. Every kill counts, though. You can see both sides getting kills. Equilibrium now expanding into the objective. They're going to have to see, can they keep the main CK push from just overtaking them? That is CK continuing to keep up the pressure. Nice job by these engineers, though, to refresh the wall. So with 331, Equilibrium trying to reset back to the beginning. They're going to have to do a little bit of... Yeah, they're going to have to retain control of this point for a little bit longer, just so that if CK does get a solid push, that they can withstand it. Right now, the bar a little bit over maybe 50%. Equilibrium doing a good job fighting in front of the walls. Nice spike trap ramps. Here comes the push I was talking about by CK. Equilibrium has a nice respawn wave. They're going to have to get people into the point. Change it back quickly. Can they get some kills? Both sides getting kills. You can see blue, blue, red, red, blue, red, red, red. So CK getting just enough kills to retain control of the town square. Very nice job. With 2.5 left to get the defender count low enough to finish off that point. So Equilibrium already thinking about the next point, though. Those engineers back to work at the choke point between the gallows and the ladder cart. 2 waves of barriers here. CK setting up shop as well, planting their stake in the ground, saying we are going to launch our attack from this area, and are crashing against the barriers of Equilibrium. Nice fire pots, though. Not sure who's throwing those, but both sides needing to avoid the fire. You can see the natural fire lanes, no pun intended, that are forming in between the fire pots. But now the battleground is once again reset. Nice walls protecting that banner. So very nice coordination between engineers and guardians. Anka, though, is just merciless on the constructibles. Has to fall back to heals. Now back at it.
Said, I'd like to see them utilize a spike ramp on that left side gallows, get some men up there to plank on.
Yeah, this is both sides. You can see this is a strategy both sides use. You can see the engineers setting up barriers to prevent that. This is something that they try to do. Yep, there you go, Zamboni. You know this is something that now this is the next level tech, is jumping. Oh, what a jab! What a jab by Dicho. Knocks Durag off of the bridge, trying to Spider-Man his way onto the gallows. But you can see the engineers, they know that strategy and are making it so that people can only jump right here. Ditro in a jab battle. Oh, accidentally kicks his way down to... Oh, no. Ditro tactically falling back. Oh, can't make it back, though, between the fire and getting backstabbed. But Equilibrium continuing to defend the gallows. CK now pushing on the ladder cart side, saying we're going to jump over this. and now have managed to dislodge the Equilibrium defensive line. We're going to see now, does Equilibrium fall back to the banners? You see the engineers are already doing that. So it looks like right side might be where Equilibrium is going to try to make their stand. Both ladders up, though, on that side. Oh, no. And I don't know if the defense was ready, because already CK pushing up the back stairwell, overwhelming this. NJ finishes off that right side banner. The center banner under duress from engineers, as is the left side. Oh, wow. So CK just taking advantage once Equilibrium fell back, just managed to get enough people up the backside staircases to just take out both of those side banners. This will make defending this right side, I'm sorry, this center banner is a little bit tough, as it is literally, there are the most avenues. You have these two backside ladders, you have the front side ladder that CKRD is trying to use, and then approaches from both of these towers. CK Pew, almost getting a shot in. You can see that's what I'm talking about. They climb up here and just walk along the walls. Oh, wow. Who was that? I think that was Nildane. So very nice job by CK. Laser focused on the objective tonight. Equilibrium has just stayed disciplined, but just has been on their heels pretty much this entire map on defense. So we're going to see, can they take enough time off of the clock to give them a chance on those back trebuchets? They're going to have to choose here which side can they hold. Looks like initially there might be defenders on both sides. Battle raging on this left side from the defender perspective. CK circling the objective here and now have taken control of it. It's like Immense is going to light the objective. CK now controlling this side. We're going to pivot over to the other side, as there is a 1v1 going on between the Demon on Welfare and DVS. DVS getting backed up by Quintero. Equilibrium's going to have to get some support here. They managed to light the objective. Moran trying to support the defense here. Did Equilibrium? No, I was going to say, I didn't think they took control, so I don't think they're going to get people here in time to stop this trebuchet from exploding. So very nice job by CK taking out the first two objectives. Equilibrium has their work cut out for them. They're really going to have to hunker down here. Looks like this is going to be the side, but 5 minutes is a long time, and CK will get another 30 seconds as the third trebuchet, once the third trebuchet explodes. So see, the defend the explosives is already up, meaning CK has lit the objective. Equilibrium now preparing for the onslaught. Can they keep enough defenders alive? I like that they're not dropping down. I think this is a mistake a lot of teams make when they send too many people down into this lower courtyard. They're going to have to really focus on the upper courtyard here for as long as possible. If they can somehow get it down to 30 seconds, that's going to be about 4 more minutes after the explosion. Well, yeah, just a little over 4. Then they have a chance, but 4 minutes is an eternity on this final stage. CK is looking for a hole in this defense. Some of the Equilibrium members jumping down to the lower platform. You don't want to lose too many, because then that's going to create a hole on this side of the defense. You just want CK to feel the pain if they push anywhere against this defense. So you don't want to lose people down there. No one can plant from the bottom. You want to make sure you're securing this area here and really covering the 2 staircases and this, well, really, I guess 3 staircases when you think about it. As much as you can. Here comes a big push by CK. Trying to divide and conquer, splitting that defensive line. The attack fizzles out a little bit, though. They have no choice but to sort of retreat. Fenor trying to jump in, and is Fenor K Money? I think that's K Money, K dollar sign or whatever.
Ascensions said.
It is,
yes,
right?
It is.
Ascension. I think you're the only guy who changes his name more than he.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad you. That's what I thought. So I have these people on my friends list, and sometimes it's like I don't know who they are anymore. So Equilibrium hanging tough here. CK now testing this right side, not pushing too hard. Not pushing too hard. Both sides taking casualties. This might be an opportunity for them to push out. Now, CKRD, Diamonds, a bunch of them now pushing towards the objective. Can they light the objective? Durag manages to get the plant. Equilibrium is going to have to push through this objective as quickly as possible and get the defuse. But CK looking like they have enough people to challenge this reinforcement wave. And it's going to be very tough for someone to defuse. Yeah, nice job by CK. You know, they've been patient all night, and I think they've really pushed in a very coordinated fashion. Can Ditro get the miracle defuse? It does not look like it. We've seen the two-handed spear defense technique on this trebuchet, so very nice job. Nerd Virgin, Sir Pancakes, and Peon leading the way for Equilibrium, Diamonds, Immense, and DCDSY. For CK, 70 and almost a 62 kill advantage for the attackers. Very nice job by Equilibrium. They fought till the bitter end, but CK has looked very, very tough tonight. One more round as the teams switch side. Round 4 about to begin. Last chance to get those snacks or drinks. Friday Night Fights is about to enter round 4. Let me update the scoreboard.
KC_Queasy said. At Cigar Lounge Butler.
So what a performance so far by both teams, but CK just looking like they are firing on all cylinders. We're going to take a look at the lineup once again, picking up some heavy hitters. Switch to the spectate camera. If you switch too early, then you're off like in La La Land and you miss the initial attack here. So it should be good enough. So the teams are now going to get set up. We're going to see CK on defense, Equilibrium on attack. We saw Equilibrium immediately fall back to the catapult. It did not really work out for them. Looks like CK fakes the charge, immediately falls back. They, rather than falling back to the far side catapult, though. It looks like they're going to fall to this near side. So taking away the tactical advantage that this catapult brings against the left one. So interesting strategy. I don't know, though, if they've dedicated enough troops to really secure it. You can see that catapult now in effect. Well, it's up. It hasn't not fired a shot yet, though. Okay, now it looks like it's going to take a shot at this catapult. No, maybe not. Can't tell who's shooting at who now. Okay, so which shot's going to land first? Oh, they kill each other. The catapults destroy each other, as is fitting. That's pretty much the best possible outcome. So now the ground troops, we're going to have to settle it as the left side battering ram does make it to the catapult. The right side struggling a bit, as Equilibrium does have defenders. I'm sorry, as CK rather does have defenders on both sides. Equilibrium, though, looks like they might be deciding what they want to do, as they now just seem to be pushing right up the middle. Oof.
Madalena.
Sir, bonk,
Said.
bonk.
Hello, hello.
Welcome in, welcome in. That was weird. I'm not sure how one catapult killed the other one that was on the same team, but something happened. Mistakes were made, but now Equilibrium once again is moving this left side battering ram, but look at the defensive line of CK basically between the catapult and the ram. Very interesting positioning. Limits the effectiveness of the catapult. Oof. Nice adjustment, though, by Detro to fire that close range shot. Danger close for the attackers, but managed to just hit one of the defenders. Creates a little bit of space, but there's no one on the objective. All right, spoke too soon. If Strida's playing the objective, oh man, this is a record-setting night indeed. So Equilibrium needs to pay attention. If Strida's playing the objective, they might be doing something wrong. Strong push, though, by EQ on this left side. Detro now taking out a little bit of the respawn. Nice shot, although does take out one of his teammates, Perp. So these catapults just taking out friend and foe alike, but nice push by Equilibrium. Sir Rickethy and Azrael now on. Thank you. Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. These two put CK basically dedicating their victory to me tonight, I believe, for my birthday. I am an old man, so I do appreciate it. But CK been very impressive. Sir Rickethy and Azrael managed to get 2 shots with the battering ram on the gate, though. And with 635, once oh, look at this. Very nice banners by Equilibrium, trying to protect the catapult from the... There are a lot of us. There are a lot of unks play this game, as the kids say. The unks.
Zamboni 416 said, "Stay off my lawn."
Yes, exactly. You know what? This is not the appropriate time to tell lawn stories, but catch me on another stream and I'll tell you my get off my lawn story. But Detro, I'm not sure what I think I was going to say. It looked like the catapult team was momentarily trying to create space for the ground pounders, but now have pivoted to just damaging the gates directly. I think at this point, this is sort of a throwaway point, and the real test for Equilibrium will be, can they dislodge CK from the town square? So this is going to be a real test for Equilibrium. I think they'll have a better chance, perhaps, compared to the push they did on Fallmeyer, where they were splitting up their forces. I think they feel confident when they can group up, and I think they've been Both teams have been very disciplined, at least in the grouping up. So I'll say that I think anything can happen here, but CK is going to have to see, can they continue to pull something out of their tactics, perhaps to break up the Equilibrium attack and keep them a little bit uncomfortable. As the other rounds, it seems like CK's done a great job dictating kind of the line of scrimmage, utilizing this like very broad fighting line, taking advantage of these 30v30 team numbers. So right now they seem to be pretty spread out around the town square. Equilibrium trying to get some attackers inside the defensive line, the perimeter of the Agathians, maybe to try to get some kills from a flank, but can't finish anyone off. Now Equilibrium grouping up around this banner on the center lane. CK pretty aggressive on their defense. Now trying to slow down some of these smaller attack groups where they can. Equilibrium now grouping up in the middle. Here comes a push onto the middle lane. You're going to see, can they secure some area? Can they get a foothold to try and threaten that ammo crate? Look at this oblivious peasant who's like, I don't get paid enough for this shit. Here we go. So very nice defense. CK really feeling confident after these first 3 rounds. You can see just really getting a bit more aggressive. Had momentarily lost control of the point, but with that close respawn, immediately recapture and are back at fully empty. Equilibrium trying to soften the D with a fire pod. Does not look like they hit anyone. There is a bit of a delay sometimes if you've ever used a fire pot in this game. Sometimes you think you're going to light people on fire, but if they move away quick enough, they are unscathed. Nice barrel throw. At this point, any loss of an attacker just makes it a little bit more difficult for the attackers to secure the town square. So Equilibrium really needs to make sure they're staying alive. We're going to keep an eye on the kill feed here. Nerd Virgin taking out 2. GK, Godfather. Oh, there's 3 kills in a row for CK. So back and forth. Maybe a handful of kills here for the attackers. But as of yet, the positioning of CK allows them to remain having control of the objective. But we're very near the 5-minute mark where we're going to see, yep, here comes the first spawn wave from the bridge side. So about, looks like 10 defenders moving in. Can Equilibrium get people in position to slow up the flow of respawn? Not yet. They're still working on controlling the resupply box. So CK able to get enough people back in the town square to re-establish control of the town square. Equilibrium trying to fall back, keeping their teammates alive. Nice fire pots. Oof, Banker trying to lead the charge there. Unlucky takedown leads to a death. You can see CK continues to have this sort of wide defensive line as we see them pull up from the bridge side. Wherever there's a hole in the line, there's a lot of CK members tend to fill the gaps. So Equilibrium going to have to try to continue to control this area and limit how wide of a line of scrimmage CK can have. This is what Equilibrium wants, as they've now taken control of about half of the town square. They do have control of the objective momentarily. They're going to have to control this far area. CK just very good at getting people back in the objective and just staying slightly ahead of the attackers in the player count. But the flag turning back and forth. Every death matters. We're going to take a look at the kill feed here. Should be indicative of what happens. There, kill for the red, another kill for red. Ryan, Demon on welfare, 4 more kills. 2 kills for the defense. 4 more kills for the offense. 4 more kills for the defense. Back and forth. Every kill matters, but a slight advantage for the attackers so far with 230. They got to hold it on a little bit longer. I don't know if this next reinforcement wave for CK is going to get in the objective in enough time. No, they don't. So nice job, Equilibrium. Again, keeping very, very disciplined. Win or lose tonight, but this is definitely a key phase for them if they want to pull off a win in this round 4. So that will be a bit of a confidence boost as they move on to the most cinematic battleground in the game. This very large bridge, one wrong move sends you plummeting to your death. But with 2 veteran teams like this, we're once again see a lot of the fight come down to this choke point between the wagon cart and the gallows. Here's that strategy that we heard Zamboni talking about earlier, utilizing that spike trap to try to gain access to the gallows. CK, just as they try to do it on offense, knows how to defend it on defense. Same for Equilibrium. So these teams trying to get the advantage of the high ground that will allow them to launch some flanking attacks and get behind this choke point. But right now, CK continuing to hold. Oh, nice job. Who is that? Grape Smuggler? Who is that? Ooh, Grape Smuggler. Smuggling the grapes. Manages to jump through. Oh, my God. Taken out by If Then. If you don't get high enough on the ladder, then you get bonked in the ass.
Ascensions.
Very nice try by Grape Smuggler. Just took a little bit too much damage as he ran through that fire. But nice heads-up play by CK to save that objective. I think with that engineer bonus, if he had made it up there, that would have been a quick end for those banners. Equilibrium now just winning the war of attrition through the choke points. We're going to see them attack these banners. You know, it was weird. How did they get the ladders up? I didn't even notice that. Actually, before Grape Smuggler made that run, that someone must have been doing some shenanigans before. Equilibrium managing to get people up against all banners. I think that was Demon on welfare, managing to take out the one banner. I believe, who is this? Detest, taking out the center banner. Grape Smuggler trying to jump around the walls. Does not quite make it. So this is what we expected to see maybe once Equilibrium set up some sort of defensive fortress, but just CK attacked so quickly that they never had a chance to set up. So but CK now, despite some nice pushes by Equilibrium, managing to get a little bit of a defensive formation around this last banner. But strong push coming up the middle by Equilibrium. Nice combination of weapons and classes. That fire pot doing some damage to that last line of defense. Sir Bonk Bonk and several others jumping through. He led the charge there. I don't know who got the final shot on the banner, but nice job, Equilibrium. Back to business. They've done this before, and now are on to the trebuchet phase. CK will have the same task Equilibrium did with 5:41 on the clock. Can they take a couple of minutes off of these front trebuchets? Jacko the Smacko Muncher. What a great name. Yeah, that was pretty epic. I do think Equilibrium at this point playing for pride. You know, I think the last couple matches have gone their favor, but it's right and good that CK put on this kind of performance to bring balance back to the force. It's going to make these Equilibrium guys even hungrier for the next game. So we're going to see, can they finish it off and at least salvage this last round? Or will CK really buckle down here and hold off these last trebuchet points? All right, there goes the first trebuchet, giving an additional 30 seconds to the offense. Right now, CK defending both the top and bottom of this objective area. They're going to want to not lose too many people down there. Sir Bonk Bonk once again leading the charge with that War Club, but just getting in a little bit past the rest of his attack. CK actually doing a very good job, almost maintaining kind of a line of scrimmage here. Just if we were to like take away this tower, kind of left to right, it's actually pretty good. So not giving up too much on this front side right now is keeping them focused on this area. Because this second trebuchet hasn't exploded, EQ, of course, can't go through the middle cathedral. The doors don't open up until this trebuchet explodes. So CK doing it the hard way so far, really taking a lot of time off the clock. EQ does get some people closer to the point now, creates a little bit of space for this attack. So this is pretty much what EQ wants. They're going to want to plan as soon as possible. With 3:36, they still have quite a bit of time. I think once you start getting closer to the 2-minute point, it gets a little bit hard for those last two. So this is doable for both teams at this point. We're going to get another 30 seconds, you know, barring any sort of miracle defuse. Equilibrium does have control of the objective and should advance to the next stage. So I think they actually are going to have to do it about a minute faster. I believe when they were playing defense, they had about 5 minutes of defense they needed to fill, or time they needed to fill in the second trebuchet. And you can see it's only about, well, maybe about 2 minutes left. So Equilibrium is going to have to win this side pretty quickly if they want a chance to do this. I assume the far side won't be guarded. We're going to fly over there real quick just to make sure. Yeah, so it looks as though they're already planning this. So the battle will come down to this point here. Equilibrium, with just about... They'll have a little bit over 2 minutes to do it here. Because I think it takes about 30 seconds for that fuse to explode if it's only been lit once. Equilibrium now pushing in through the Great Hall. There goes the explosion of the other trebuchet. So 2:45, call it 2:15 left for Equilibrium to make it to the objective. Right now, CK spread a little bit thin. Can Equilibrium consolidate and make it to the objective? Nice push here. They got to take advantage of CK being on their back foot here on defense. Right now, though, this little group doing a really good job taking out a lot of these defenders. Equilibrium is going to have to get people in the point here before this reinforcement wave can secure it. So nice foothold here by Equilibrium, but they just don't have enough to light the trebuchet. Ooh, eventually, CK just crushes these attackers between a rock and a hard place. CK now being very aggressive. They realize they only need to take out about 1 minute and 15 left. Trying to break up that murder ball formation that Equilibrium's been trying to run here. We're going to see, can they push as that initial set of defenders retreats to try and get some bandages. So about 1 minute to go before they're going to have to plant. Nice fire pot. Can they push the defense into the fire, though? Time running out. CK swarming the final objective. Equilibrium trying to fight their way to the objective, but with the clock at right around 30 seconds, I don't think they're going to have enough time to light it. So that was exactly what I was talking about. CK did a good job on those first 2 objectives to take up enough time that ends up being what happens. You can see even though Equilibrium now is getting much closer to the objective, they just don't have enough time to get the fuse lit. Very nice job. Dominant performance by CK. Clean sweep, 4-0 of the Equilibrium PD. They're going to have to go back to the precinct, take a look at the body cams, and, come up with a new policy for dealing with the cartel. So Cartel takes this round 4-0. I appreciate everyone being here once again on my day of birth. I appreciate all the well wishes. That is going to do it for Friday Night Fights. Let's fire up the band. Once again, we're going to hear the new jam by the Friday Night Fights band.
Ascensions said, great stream as always, Velvet.
Thank you,
Happy
Ascension, for
birthday.
watching. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's raid out. I'm going to upload this VOD and then send it up to YouTube. Hopefully the contestants will get a kick out of watching again. Again, I appreciate both teams. Even though it was a 4-0 Equilibrium, I thought fought hard the whole time. Let us snooze this ad break here. We're going to snooze it as we wrap things up. But hats off to CK. They were really focused. We've seen them win on Line Spire. We've seen them win on Fallmeyer. But to do it against a team like Equilibrium was truly
Zamboni
a performance
416
for the ages. So
said,
thanks again. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will be back in the future with another Friday Night Fights. But until then,
CK_Sheets said, GGS Kai for streaming. One P. Current said, Great stream, thank you.
I'm gonna go eat cake.